All right. Looks like we're good to go. Welcome in. This is just a custom practice evening where we will have a handful of these matches between Dutchy and Thanks to start out. And if anyone else comes by and wants to play with us, we'll cast some of those too. And it looks like Dutchy's already trying to confuse Thanks with some weird acronyms. First game of the day, for God. Never heard that one before. That's really high level gameplay. I don't know if y'all know this, but it's called the chat meta. You try and chat with your opponent, pretend you're friendly, but really what you're doing is you're building a proxy vault in his base or something. That's the secret of the chat meta, is you're trying to distract your opponent. Now look at this, there's a dog already out, and two fiends going the other way. What's going on in this meta? What's going on? So you know where these fiends come from. The only place they could come from, that's from a brute, and a split brute at that. So Dutchy's opened with split brute fiends to go scouting, whereas we also got a scout out scouting for my boy Thanks, and that's I love this because scouting is so important, but we don't get free scout units now. And these two fiends are being annoying, and so far I've got some good information, and now they split up. What are you doing, buddy? You gonna eat cabbage? You a cabbage eater? What flavor of cabbage do you like to eat? So I do like this opening. Where did our old puppy dog go? Scout. I don't see him in the base. Could be hiding somewhere in one of these towers. And our fiends are active on the map, but it looks like they're moving into. Ooh, eating more cabbage. That's what they're out here doing. Which we all know is supposed to be dog food, but now it's fiend food as well. I don't. Did that? I'm looking for the scout. There was a scout on the map, but I think it may have gone down somewhere, or it's hiding, and it will show itself at the appropriate time. Vision tower has been taken by Dutchy. He's got a pretty nasty looking ball of tier 1 units, which we know that's the meta right now. Because it helps you with your creeping, and of course it just helps you with killing the other guy, which is useful. Now we do see these lancers were making their way forward. I wonder what that was about. They decided to move back. I'm looking to see if there's going to be some aggression with these lancers here. More racks, more racks. How many racks is that? That's 5 racks. And 1 biokinetics, which is solared up but is done. I'm guessing it's already done its kinetic redirect. And where are lancers at? Hiding over here. No kinetic redirect, actually. And it looks like it's quick draw hustle on the way. And this is the first time I've remembered to look at the production tab. So that means I'm cool and good. I've remembered that is even there. Fiend did its job though, which was to try and scout out the timing here. I guess it didn't see didn't see like a servo batch coming up here, but the lancers did come and have to clean it. This other fiend's still doing its scouting job. Couple sad phantoms going down. That's their lot in life. They live 20 seconds and then they just got to go back to wherever the infernals are from. We got some static D's up here. This looks like they're gonna go down quick. Oh, and they both get canceled. They got canceled, and that's that means some resources are lost. If I understand right, if you cancel it, you lose resources, but if you actually let it build and then sell it, you get all your resources back. Those lancers on the front line, they're doing their best, but they're so low right now that they're going to start going down. And this might be a pretty early end here if this push is successful. Although there is a flat cannon there. It goes down, and it's just Exos here. Now, Exos with some good micro here might be able to do a good job. It's only Gaunts left, and the Gaunts are going to be mowed through. One more goes down. Very low Gaunt, hoping to get away. Lancer's just blah. Yeah, and I do like the turning to fight. I'm always a fan of any sacrifice a few units to turn and fight. If your opponent's on a move, that's going to stop them. It's going to stop those units from chasing you, and it's going to let the other ones get away. And so, how did that work out? I don't know. Units lost? I can't tell. There is no such tab there, but in the games that I've been casting recently in this patch 0.4.2, when the Vanguard is in a position like that and is able to preserve their Exos, that's usually a good sign. It's not always like a win. Infernos obviously have some really strong units right now, but if they can keep these Exos alive, and if they can get those promotions, those ranks of veterancy, they might be able to get a win. Ooh, there's a drop here, nasty little drop. That looked like Gaunt drop. Oh, it's Brutes and Gaunts. Almost nastier. And instead of a drop, they're just going to run up the... But here come the Exos to defend. And sniping the FG. Ooh, drop in the back. Nice little flank here. This is what Dutchy needs, because that might be able to get some of those kills on those Exos instead of letting them stay alive. But now they retreated all the way back to this flat cannon in great control from Thanks, as I've come to expect from him, as he pulled back the Exos but left the Medtechs for real tanky boys stay in the front and do their tanking. Now, Dutchy's not going to let him get away without a little bit more harass, a little more damage, and is really trying to take this base. And in good Vanguard fashion, Thanks just needs to keep trying to engage this army, even if it's just on the edges, on the periphery, and kiting away, so that he keeps those units off of his base. But here they come for another attack, another effigy plop. They use their stuns, they run in, they get a few medtechs and exos. Are they going to get some kills? Yes, a few of them are starting to go down. Really nice dodge of that Nightfall infestation. But it looks like there's just a little bit too much here, and Thanks is still trying to fight toe-to-toe here. A couple Lancers show up. How are those medtechs still alive over there? I thought they must have died for sure. But again, crazy micro. Good kiting. Hasn't been able to preserve all those exos, and that's what I was talking about earlier there. We got 6 exos still. If that was still 12 exos. Ooh, look at that free healing. Free healing going on right there. Love it. In fact, this is one of my favorite uses of the sentry post. It's the med station. Just feels really cool. Although fighting into it must be pretty punishing. Ooh, Magmadon's added here. Now there's 4 of them. That might be a couple too many. Nice Nightfall, but a good system shock to counter. The tramples come in and get on top of those really speedy mags too. Are those tier 3? Yes, they are. Raging Tendons is done. Wow, that was an interesting engage there. But then we just have Dutchy pulling back. More mags added, interestingly. Not just going the mass brute that we can tend to see. Dragon added. Big old bad daddy dragon up above. He's going to add a lot of extra oomph to the army. Oomph, that's a technical term in RTS. And, oh, here we go. Spraying down his Plague Breath on a couple servos. I think we should have saved that, although Mag's stomping right through. Boom, 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 boom. Indeedy do. Trying to get a good engage here. This Mags are like, let me recharge and get back on top of them. The Exos, again, staying on the low ground, trying to stay efficient and stay alive. But there's just so many Magmadons here. 4 of them on the front line. They're trying to pick the Exos, just trying to pick off 1 or 2, and they can't even get the weak one down. We're really low on Exo count here, and this base is starting to go down. A Vulcan pops out. Hopes to have some kind of staying power, but it gets taken out. Repair-O-Matic goes down. Now the Exos are just on the low ground trying to get whatever kills they can. This is actually good because a lot of those units are melee up there. But the base is what's doing the tanking. And that means the base is going to go down. The base is down. And Thanks is being pushed back a little bit. And it's about double supply now. That dragon did make the difference. The Magmadons actually were also a pretty good add here. Really big stomps going through the Exos there. Exos going down. And Thanks is not going down until every last Exo does. And that's the last one. And he calls GG. Welcome back. It's the people's champ. He's Dutchy. I don't think I introduced them last time. Maybe I did. And spiraling. I'm sorry, that's awful. That was awful even for me. This is Thanks. Thanks. Alright. Thanks. And I believe Thanks is from Australia. I'm pretty sure about that. And another Australian Stormgater is you. And you is another kind of confusing username. You and Thanks. So we've got, I don't know what it is down there in Australia, trying to have them confused in usernames. But up here in, I was going to say Dutchland, which is different than Deutschland. Deutschland is Germany, but Dutchland is the Netherlands. That's where Dutchy's from. He's a Dutch man. And we will see who wins in this battle of the Dutch versus the Australia. It's sort of like watching Poland versus Korea, but you know, like just a little different. We'll just say that. We got Biokinetics Lab, and it is Kinetic Redirect coming up first for Thanks. And what do we got? It's an Extra Vault. Extra Vault. And it's creeping out here for Dutch. He's got the we'll call it standard creeping in 0.4, in 0.4.2, which is really the main patch here. And that's where you grab all these phantoms and you go out. Ooh, there's the little scout trying to see what it is, but with the phantoms in this current meta, it's a little bit harder to get what the harass part with your dog. That is harassing the creeping. You can kind of scout them and watch, and you can get lucky and maybe get a final kill, but there tends to be a lot of extra units out there for the Infernal, which makes it harder to harass. Lancer coming out, but I think they're probably just going to go for the speed cap. With the dog too, possibly. Well, it's the speed cam for Dutchy as well. And extra Raxes. Is that Rax number 3 for Thanks. And another habitat, yep. Here comes some phantoms. No, what are they doing? Looking for a base. An interesting path they're taking here. Oh, we're dying on the way to wherever we were going. And that might have been over here where the speed camp is still being handled by Thanks, and that's just because these are a pain in the butt. There's only 2 Lancers here. Oh no, there's a whole army! Yikes! 1 Lancer goes down. And what does that mean? And so, 4 Lancers here. Dutchy, are you going to come in and try and end the game right now? 4 Lancers, oh no, you're out in the front line. Kinetic Redirect's done. They're running in. We get an overcharge. Those Bobs were ready to come if they needed to. They're going to put down a sentry post. Yes, they are. We're going to put down another one. What are they doing over there? No, they're putting down a scrapyard. And another sentry post. And they're like, well, we're overcharged. We might as well use that overcharge to our advantage. Get some speedy building going down. And Dutchy is like, well, that's fine. I'm just gonna go back to creeping. That's what makes the Infernal OP right now. Is they can build an army, and then they can just go creep with it, which gives you some monies. And I think, you know, if we're being a little bit less reactionary to that, what we might say is maybe it's the creep income, which has really been criticized since day one, is something that maybe now really needs to be taken out, at least in the early game. Although if you're going to take it out in the early game, I don't see why you don't take it out in the whole thing. Because, for instance, this is just another... It's effective. This army that he's built is like an extra base and allows him to go and get even more income there. Whereas, what has Thanks been able to get? He hasn't been particularly aggressive with his creeping, but I think this is the first time he's capturing the health camp. Has got only the speed camp, although there's a fiend capturing it now. Is currently in control of this camp, though again is just losing it now to the fiend. But that was it for Thanks. So the income that was generated by creeping for Dutchy greatly exceeds what Thanks was able to get a hand on, and that might be partly why we're seeing supply advantage for Dutchy right now as he scoops up a bunch. 5 brutes, 3 gaunts. That's what he had last time. Is that his like magic number, or is he just boxing off the same amount? He drops in. Here comes the drop. Servo's going down. Phantom's coming up. Allow me to say it again. I think it might be a good idea that workers do not spawn phantoms. However you want to implement that is fine with me. But I don't like how they're so snowbally in here, even as an Infernal player. Now, we see as Thanks comes back, but I think this was Dutchy's plan, because I want you to pull it back so that I can attack onto your ramp into the front here. And now the army of Thanks shows up, and Dutchy has to pull back because it's morning time here on Titan's Causeway, and that means it's time to go home and have breakfast. So Dutchy's rushing home to have his oatmeal and berries. Very healthy breakfast in Fern Gully. That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned is where the Infernals are from. It's in Fern Gully, thanks to Rusty Shacky. So good morning on Titan's Causeway. That means we have spent 7 minutes on this map, because it takes 7 minutes for the day-night cycle to do its thing. If we hear another cock-a-doodle-doo, that means we've got a pretty long game on our hands, because we're into the mid-game right now. We got a third base going down. Wait a second. Another drop. I'm worried about the cock-a-doodle-doo. Apparently in Fern Gully, you can still attack even when you're eating your oatmeal and berries. That's not cool. And it looks like Dutchy's playing this back and forth thing. He says, I'm going to make you respond on 2 fronts and right back at it in the base. This is not fun to deal with when you are in Thanks' position. And we got to teleport home from Dutchy, which is, you know, if we're talking about all the OP things that Infernal can do, teleporting your dropships home, that seems pretty OP. But look at this. We got 4 dropships here. We got a Doom drop on the way. The drop of Doom. In fact, that's my favorite kind of drop, if you ask me, is the drop of Doom. That's why I was a big fan of the old Nidus worm. Now these units, they can fit in the Doom drop, so they're marching around, and Thanks is coming out. Thanks can handle this little squishy ball, but watch out for the Doom, because here comes the Doom. Although the Doom has shown its doomish hand. Oh no, Doom's coming. Watch out. 1 Vulcan goes down. Here comes the Doom. Doom! Oh! So many fiends popped out there. Was that a dead one, or was it full of fiends? I don't know. Doom. Drop the Doom. There's more Doom to be dropped. Yes. Is that a seismic slam? I think so. The doomiest of drops. What a fun way to end the game. Sorry to prematurely call it there. But that's GG from Thanks. We're back at it. This is the third game, and it's stormy today, and it's on the Isle of Dread. Not the fun beach isle where you come with your beach balls. The stormy one where it's sad and there's battle and blood. And this is Thanks. Thanks is going to do battle against Dutchy, the people's champ, playing the Infernal. What? Why'd you put him on this side, Dutchy? I don't understand, but he's probably got a plan. Probably got a reason for that. So I believe him. He's already lumber imped. I don't know if y'all seen that, but he already chopped down those trees. You know what I think's kind of funny is in the earlier version of this map, everyone was like, oh, there's too many entryways into my main, and this map sucks. So they put these trees here. And then, like, the first thing that Infernals do, like, every game is like, knock it down. Although, I know I'm being a silly because they put these trees here, and these are the more important trees, I think. These trees block us in. And if you want to rush a Vulcan and jump jet in there, you can do that. Maybe not in the current meta, but that was something we've seen before too. We got another command post up. We got BK Lounge, as my boy Frank calls it, the Biokinetics Lab. And those Scout Fiends are already in here. Are they going to get the servo? Oh no! 2 healing hugs is enough. 3 healing hugs, he can't. There's not surface area. Oh no. Oh no. Well, 1 servo went down. I think 2 Fiends beat a dog. But how many servos beat Fiends? No! Oh no! Oh! This is not the kind of early game trades you want if you are Thanks. That's 1 servo and 1 scout down to the 2 Fiends, and now the Fiends are eating cabbages like they're dogs. How the tables have turned. This is not what you need. This is not what you want. Eat the cabbage. Do it. Eat it. You know you want it. Yes! Good job. Meanwhile, despite out, killing servos and such, he's also been creeping. So Dutchy's out here getting those flimes. That's after the speed camp went down with a permanent effigy here. So some good... Ooh, a third base already on the way before the 3-minute mark. And we got 2 more racks going down. I don't play these Vanguardies, but I think this is pretty standard. And I've been watching Thanks a few games now. He has practice builds. So it looks like around the 3-minute mark you're getting up to your 3rd racks. Now the question is, where do you go from here? Do you go more bases? Or do you go more racks? This Fiend's still like asking the same question. Are you going for more bases, my friend? Or not? Couple healing up Lancers here. And we're already seeing Dutchy be able to creep out the Luminite camp here. Like, I just don't see the Vanguard being able to have an army available that can creep this camp right now. And what? That's a sentry post. Why do they all look the same when they're building? I can't tell them apart yet. We got a 3rd base down. So it looks like what Thanks is doing to follow up his opening with the 3 racks is to build the 3rd base. And then we'll see. He'll probably add some more racks after that, or maybe do a tech switch. We'll see. And let's take a quick look on the bio. Oh, so he is going for a quick draw right now. I guess I can see that up there. And hey, look, Infernal Fury 2. We can see, I should be looking up here more often. And the Lancers here taking out the Vision Camp, but that means they're a little bit too late to see that there is an army running by right now. And Dutchy wants to go to the vision camp too. Oh no, just in time to see. Oh, good nightfall. Good body blocking from Dutchy. He wants to take out all these Lancers. Oh, he gets so many of them. But look at how slippery they are. I love it. I think this is why the early Lancer play is considered the way to go for the Vanguards. Which is, with that quick draw, they can be really slippery. They can speed through the units. The way that the way that the collision works in Stormgate means that it's a lot harder to get like a really good surround on a unit. They can slip through any little crack. And when they're speedy, like the Lancers are, and tanky, that makes them a really good option until this ball of tier 1 units gets too big. Then, and then also when the Infernal Fury kicks in, some of those stuns start meaning that bio ball gets a little bit harder to hold its own. Of course, if you're on your tech as well, then you can add some stuff of your own, like some med techs, especially if they can get up to that system shock. That can be very helpful. All right, Dutchy. Wait, we got our drop going down. We know what Dutchy was doing with this last game, although it looks like this game it was creeping for sure, but this Doom Drop's just on its way around. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We'll keep an eye on it. It's not a Doom Drop, it's just a normal drop. What's a normal drop? If the big ones are the Doom Drop, it's just a sad day drop. It's just a rainy day drop. That's what it is. It's a rainy day at the beach, and it just makes you sad. That's not the drop. Where did the drop go? Where'd you go, Mr. Drop? Oh, here he is. Dun, 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 dun. Get ready! We're dropping you. And look, thanks. You gotta box some of those units and not rush them all into the back here. Although, again, look how fast these... I don't like all the phantasms that get created out of a drop like that. Try and... You please get it. Oh, no, 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 no. Because, you know... Dutchy's doing that two-prongy thing. We got a Vulcan above, but holy dragon, it's 7 minutes. Where'd you come from, dragon? I think that's due to the Animus changes. Gaunt's going down for free. Like to see that, for thanks. But Doom Drop back here again. Dropping in, not Doom Drop, Sad Day Drop, Rainy Day Drop. And few units chasing it around. What about... Okay, good. Units at the front as well. Oh no! Where'd the Vulcan go? Come on, Vulcan! Oh no! Oh!